How do we have the actual discussion, politics aside, and solve these problems so we don't continue to have them?
What works and doesn't work. You nailed it in your monologue, Carl. I mean, what happened in Maine was a failure of gun control and of our legal system. This guy had threatened to shoot up a National Guard base. He'd been involuntarily committed. A legal pronouncement in either of those two areas will prohibit one from purchasing or owning a gun in this country. And so the question is, given that he was so dangerous, why wasn't he locked up and prevented from harming others? That's why I say this is a failure of gun control and a failure to lock up dangerous bad guys. Anti-gunners say they want to take away guns to protect society, but they don't want to lock up dangerous people. See, this dangerous tragedy in Maine shows us why each person is and should be their own first responder. So rather than just telling the people of Lewiston, Maine to shelter in place, they should be telling them, as a famous Second Amendment YouTuber who I know always says, and he's been a guest here on Newsmax, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun. That's the message for the people of Maine.
Chicago has almost no right to carry. You can't own a gun under almost any circumstances, and if you do, it's prohibitively expensive and hard to do. Yet they have 10 times the carnage that Maine has. Why is she bringing up the fact that you can carry a gun up there? Could that be the reason there's less shootings and it's the safest state in America?
Oh, absolutely. In Chicago, let's be clear. This last weekend, they had more than 20 people shot in that city. Of course, the media doesn't want to touch that, the mainstream media, because that would point a finger at the fact that gun control is failing. The thing that Shannon Watts doesn't want to talk about is that a state like California has all the restrictions in those areas that she mentions in her tweet. They have the so-called assault weapons, but they have red flag laws. They have universal background registration checks, restrictions on ammunition, and much, much more. Yep. And yet, according to the FBI, they are the leading state for active shooters. So all that gun control is failing.
Erich, and you guys over at Gun Owners America do a phenomenal amount of work to ensure people's constitutional rights. And you know, always siding on the side of freedom here, but yet you're always cautious to instruct people to be safe, be vigilant.
What a shame there wasn't a good guy with a gun, because data from the Crime Prevention Research Center shows that roughly 50% of active shooters are stopped by private individuals with guns. Cam mentioned the Sutherland shooter. My friend Stephen Williford, who works with me at GOA, used his AR-15 to stop a rampage killer in that Texas church. That's how you do it.